Episode 3, and we're heading out west.
Welcome to the Rines Report with your host, Tristan Rines.
Let's start the video out with the Las Vegas Raiders, who are led by head coach Jon Gruden. And the big question, the big storyline for me coming up this season with the Raiders, outside of the new stadium, outside of the new move, and it looks really, really nice, by the way. At night, looking almost, like a spaceship sitting in the middle of the Las Vegas desert. But the question, can Jon Gruden elevate the Raiders to above 500 this season? The first two seasons have accumulated 11 wins, 21 losses, below 500. And first year, 4 wins. Second year, 7 wins. So, things are trending upwards. Things are moving in the right direction. But can this be the season where the Raiders break 500? Not just meeting 500 with an 8-8, but breaking 500, going 9-7, going, 10-6. Could this be the breakout year? They have a tougher schedule on their hands in the bottom 16 as far as strength of schedule is concerned. But the Las Vegas Raiders and Jon Gruden, he is signed on for 8 more years. This isn't necessarily the make or break year for Jon Gruden by any means. But the Raiders made some good picks, getting Damon Arnett from Ohio State, as well as Henry Ruggs III, out of Alabama in the first round this past draft. So getting better both sides of the football in the defensive secondary and the wide receiving core. Getting another quarterback in the rotation, Marcus Mariota sitting behind Derek Carr. And Nathan Peterman, as far as I understand, is still in the mix somewhere. I could be wrong about that. The GOAT Nathan Peterman in the rotation, but the quarterback situation is another thing to keep your eye on. Marcus Mariota could be competing for a starting job. They did sign him to a 1-year deal, and Derek Carr has been the target of trade circles, trade speculations for the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's just another subplot to keep your eye on. But if I'm a Raiders fan, this season is the season where they're trying to break 500. The expectations have been raised. The new stadium is here. The spaceship has landed in the middle of Las Vegas, no longer in Oakland. Now the Las Vegas Raiders, Jon Gruden and company have, improved this team year to year. So hopefully continuing the trend this season, breaking 500 is the benchmark this year. Let's head over to the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. And the big question is, can Drew Lock establish himself this year? Went 4-1 as the starter with the Denver Broncos last year, finishing out the season after Joe Flacco getting hurt, finishing the season on IR, and he is now with the New York Jets. That's just a little free agency update, just sliding on in there. But when it comes to Drew Lock, threw over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 4-1 record. The only loss coming to the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, who we will be talking about later on in the video. So Drew Lock has shown a lot of flashes of potential, and the Denver Broncos are trying to do him a lot of favors. They already had Courtland Sutton, Noah Fant going into his, 3rd year of being a pro, an incredibly fast tight end out of Iowa, is a nice versatile threat at the tight end spot, but they said, hey, Drew Lock, let's get you some more weapons. They got KJ Hamler in the 2nd round out of Penn State, Jerry Jeudy in the 1st round out of Alabama, one of the best route runners in this year's draft, and then got him another running back to pair up with Phillip Lindsay in the backfield, getting Melvin Gordon. So Drew Lock has the weapons around him to be successful. He's got the resources around him. The defense is still none too shabby. Von Miller and company on the other side of the football. So can Drew Lock elevate this offense? Can he improve the Denver Broncos? Can he, put them into a potential playoff run? The expectations are, kind of uncertain because he looked pretty good, but, putting the investment too early, you don't want to put too many expectations on someone. But I think Drew Lock could be a breakout player this upcoming season. That's just my early prediction. And again, it really just comes down to performance. It all comes down to his performance. How can he take the weapons around him? Can he take the situation he has and turn it into gold? That is still to be seen. Let's shift things out to the Los Angeles area. The LA Chargers getting the new uniforms. They were number 1 on my list in that regard and that video, so you can check that out, popping up on the screen right now. And the big question to me is, Justin Herbert gonna get some playing time this season. Now, the number 6 overall pick out of Oregon, I think he's a little raw personally, just from what I have seen. He's gonna be projected to sit behind Tyrod Taylor this upcoming season. Tyrod has had some success at the NFL level, has been a starter in multiple locations, even helping lead the Buffalo Bills to a playoff run a few years ago, and was a highly touted prospect coming out of Virginia Tech overall, so he stuck around the league for many years. The LA Chargers also happen to have a very nice offense. Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler was a breakout player for the LA Chargers last year. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, the defense has a tremendously talented secondary. So when it comes to Justin Herbert, it really just comes down to the performance of Tyrod Taylor. He's already been in the system for a year, Tyrod has, and he already is familiar with the coaching styles. He's already familiar with the culture that has been built up. So I would give the advantage to Tyrod to start the season, but I wouldn't put it too far past the opportunity for Justin Herbert to get some playing time. Obviously, that's foreseeing any injuries or foreseeing performance on Tyrod's part, and if any of those events were to happen, I think that Justin Herbert could be seeing some playing time, suiting up in the powder blues and the new lightning yellow, and the LA Chargers fans getting to don their jerseys proudly and say, hey, look, that's the number 6 overall pick. That's our first-round quarterback, the face of the franchise moving forward that LA Charger fans hope to have after Phillip Rivers left for the Indianapolis Colts. The LA Chargers saying, look, we needed to get somebody different. And look, expectations are high when you're a first-round pick, a top 10 pick. And the question on whether or not he's going to get some playing time this season, I guess, is just a matter of we're going to have to see. We're going to see if he can integrate into the offense. We're going to have to see how well he can fit into the culture. But from what I understand, he's an incredibly smart dude coming out of Oregon. So I'd say that he can fit in pretty quickly. And finally, let's round things out with the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins. A super stacked offense has added Edwards-Clyde-Helaire into the backfield. The first round pick from the Kansas City Chiefs at number 32 out of LSU adds a more balance to the backfield, more balance to the offense. I mean, Andy Reid wouldn't be picking him in the first round if he didn't have the potential to be catching balls out of the backfield, but he teams up with the running back duos that they already have back there. They already have Damian Williams, and I think he's going to pair very nicely with Williams, who is another versatile threat who brings some balance to the Chiefs' offense. And defensively, they're still pretty good, pretty talented across the board. Tyrann Mathieu and Chris Jones still among the defensive starters. And that's, again, another point I want to bring up. They have a ton of starters from that Super Bowl run, a ton of returning members of that championship squad coming back to play this upcoming season. I think the big storyline is, can they defend? The biggest threat that the Kansas City Chiefs have to defending their title are the Baltimore Ravens, who have, by the numbers, the easiest schedule this upcoming year. They were the most exciting team in football until their eventual demise at the hands of the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs. So the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, that's going to be the, race to the number 1 spot in the AFC, especially with the new playoff format, making these even more exciting, more worth it to get that number 1 spot. There's only be one bye for each conference, one team adding another team into the playoff rotation. So if the Kansas City Chiefs can retain that number 1 spot, they can beat out the Baltimore Ravens this season, and it's going to be a tough task, then I'd say they are in a good position to defend their title. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be an exciting team to watch regardless this season. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, the cannon of an arm. The MVP races seems to be always in his favor after he won his first one at least. So the Kansas City Chiefs are in an interesting position. I think they have a great chance of defending their title, but whether or not they can do so will be the storyline of this season. But thank you so much for watching the video. Stick around and watch some more content. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share, get the bell on to know every single time that I'm dropping a video. All my social medias are down in the description below, and I'm going to catch you in the next video. Adios.